This shit on.
Yeah, that light came on. Shalom, shalom.
Shalom, shalom.
All right, we on. I ain't finna play with that bitch right now. Business.
Fuck around, burn your whole damn lip off.
All right, shalom, y'all. Shalom.
Shalom, fam. Shalom.
As y'all can see, y'all know what today is.
Wicked ass day.
We're gonna rebuke it. All right, where the hell is everybody at? Yeah, guess there ain't too much heat coming. You know damn well. Yeah, fam. We about to go live in a second. Well, we already live, but we're gonna be touching Thanksgiving. Also, better should be known as Thanksgiving. All right, everybody that's here, make sure when you go into the live chat or when you go into the chat, when you come to the video, make sure you hit salam or something in the chat so we know you're here. I don't know why I felt like it was so hard to get out this game. Shalom, Sister Dyra.
Shalom, shalom.
Y'all give me a second. We're gonna start up in a second. Give me a second. They got her working the whole shift, but they getting off early again.
Yeah, first, yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, first. Yeah, she went in at what 8 today, so.
All right, let's go here. All right, shalom.
Shalom.
It's no secrets. Y'all know who we are. One Nation Israelite School, and one and only. I'm your host with the most, Commander Judea.
And I'm St. John.
One Nation Israelite School, and one and only. Well, the audio was good. So today we're gonna touch Thanksgiving. Shalom to the viewer that just came in. I'm saying, hit the live chat, say hey or something, let us know,
Right.
So today we touching Thanksgiving, also known as Thanksgiving, which is one of the most wickedest days you could celebrate if you one that believes in the Most High God, and especially if you are the chosen race of people or the chosen nation of people on the face of the earth. I'm gonna pose a question. The Bible tells us to be aware of man-made traditions and stuff like that, because you follow the ways of the world, you may be worshiping some things and you don't even know what the hell you're worshiping. You're
Right.
celebrating, you don't know what you're celebrating. So this one dude got into an argument and he said that Thanksgiving isn't pagan. So I would have to then ask you, show me where in the hell in the Bible it tells us to celebrate Thanksgiving.
Right.
You can't show me that. Just show. I'll wait if you got it. Let me think for a second.
Oh, they're gonna show you a verse that's got the word Thanksgiving in it.
Right.
They don't say shit about celebrating.
Right. Excuse me as I sip my goddamn coffee. So with that being said, let's read something real quick, and then we're gonna get in the scripts. Let me find the motherfucking piece that I need.
That frankincense smell good as a motherfucker. See what the most I like.
There it is. It says, on October 31st, 1939, President Franklin D. Roosevelt signed a presidential proclamation changing the holiday to the last Thursday in November for business reasons. Okay, so when you read earlier, you'll see Abraham Lincoln also declared the same thing. But this particular devil, Franklin Roosevelt, he's the one that made it official that Thanksgiving should be declared as a national holiday, and the time of its observance should be the last Thursday of November for business reasons. All right, so throughout, when you read the history of Thanksgiving, which right now says modern Thanksgiving was first officially called for in all states in 1863 by a presidential proclamation of Abraham Lincoln. All right, so Abraham Lincoln in 1863 signed a proclamation for Thanksgiving to be kept in all states. Then when you get down to where we was at in 1939, Roosevelt Franklin signed it for it in the exact time to be celebrated, which is the last Thursday of every month. So now when you get that understanding, with all the stuff that's telling you to be, it's telling you when it's telling you what should be observed and when it should be observed, none of it has anything to do with the Most High. It's all commandments of kings and other men. All right. So that by definition would make Thanksgiving pagan.
Right.
But to put it to you on another level, it's one of the worst pagan holidays you can celebrate because of what you're celebrating. So now, let's just start off. Let's go to Colossians 2:8.
Colossians.
Colossians chapter 2 and verse 8.
Colossians chapter 2 and verse 8. Beware lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit.
So the scriptures say, beware lest any man spoil you through philosophies and vain deceits. I mean, they're going to spoil you through philosophies, and vain means evil or lies.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to spoil you through lies and deceit. Come on.
After the tradition of man.
Right, which is after a tradition of men, that's a man-made thing. It's something pagan, something that reverences another man's agenda.
Right. After the rudiments of the world, and not after Christ.
And it's not after Christ. Thanksgiving has absolutely nothing to do with Christ.
Right.
If anything, it would be anti-Christ because you're celebrating the deaths of Christ's brethren. I got some stuff I got to say today. It's gonna come out.
Let it come out.
I was just saying, so you black people are us Negroes, we some of the simplest, y'all some of the most wickedest motherfuckers living. And I'm gonna just give it to you straight, because you bump into black people on the regular.
Right.
Mostly all of them, like almost every black person I bump into, they love to say somewhere in their family they got Indian.
Right.
I got Indian in me. Every black person always somebody got Indian in them. But when Thanksgiving comes, they say, fuck that, and I'm eating that plate.
Right.
So think about the logic of that. You supposed to be an Indian, but yet you celebrate the day they killed you. It don't make no sense. Beware lest any man spoil you through the seat, man. For you to say, anybody that say they Indian and they celebrating Thanksgiving, you blatantly make an ass out yourself.
Just stop it. Just stop
it. So beware lest any man spoil you through philosophies and vain deceits, after the rudiments of the world, tradition of men, and not after Christ. Beware. So now watch this. Thanksgiving is wicked as hell, but let's go back to the beginning of it. Let's do it like that.
All right.
So let's go to Second Ezra. Second Ezra chapter 13. And start at verse 40.
Second Ezra chapter 13 and verse 40. Those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoners out of their own land in the time of Osea their king.
Right. So this is talking about the northern kingdom here. When they were carried away into captivity. At some point in time, they were released to be free, which is the time period we headed to now. Come on.
Whom Salmanassar, the king of Assyria, led away captive, and he carried them over the waters.
Mm-hmm.
And so came they into another land.
All right, watch this.
But they took this counsel among themselves, that they would leave the multitude of the heathen and go forth into a further country where never mankind dwelt.
Right. Now, this is where you have to know history. That when the northern kingdom was freed, they said, well, we're going to go somewhere where mankind never dwelt.
Right.
Now, everybody knows who was the first people to ever come to the land called America?
Indians.
Right. So this land that the Indians went to, mankind had never dwelt. That's why they say they discovered this land first, because they came to a land where no man had never dwelt. All right. Now watch this. Read on.
That they might there keep their statutes, which they never kept in their own land.
Right. So they were saying they're going to go back and keep the laws now.
And they enter into Euphrates by the narrow passages of the river.
So now it's telling you the course that they took.
For the Most High then showed signs for them, and held still the flood, till they were passed over. For through that country there was a great way to go, namely of a year and a half.
Right, so it's telling you the time period it took for them to get there. And it's not just a direct time period, but you know what I mean? Like, it's giving you a roundabout estimation. Could have been longer, could have been shorter.
And the same region is called Assyria.
Osiris.
Also,
Osiris is America.
Okay.
They came, so it's telling you where they went. They came to America. Now it's an argument going on around lately that Osiris ain't America. Okay, well, whatever you feel. You know what I'm saying? The point is they went to a land that mankind had never dwelt in. And we all know that the Indians were the first to come to America.
Right.
And make a land, a dwelling place out of it. So wherever else you want to say they went, I don't know how you're going to dispute it, but it is what it is. So they went to a land where the man never dwelt, and they ended up in the region of Osiris, right? What verse was that?
45.
Read on.
Then dwelt they there until the latter time. And now when they shall begin to come, the highest shall stay the springs of the stream again.
All right, that's it. Is that the end of, you read past 46, right?
Yeah.
All right. So now read okay, that's it. So now the Indians, they went to a land, or Gad, shall I say. They went to a land where mankind never dwelt, which we know to be America. Now, here's where the evil comes in, because we do know that they went to a land that mankind never dwelt. Well, what happened to them when they made it to that land? Let's say after they came, they found a land that mankind never dwelt. They started dwelling, they started living, eating. They basically, it was their land. They took care of it. It became their home.
Right.
We all know the devil in the Bible, the so-called white man. This is where he kicks in and play. Because we gonna jump. What we're gonna do is just jump a large gap of time to get, so we could get to the point. Because I'm not gonna hold y'all long on this. Let's go to Micah 2:2. Yeah, Micah 2:2.
Where can you see? No.
8:14.
2-2.
Yeah.
All right.
So they come to a land, they find a land, they harvest it, and it becomes their land. Well, watch this.
Micah chapter 2 and verse 2. And they covered fields and take.
Start at one.
All right, Micah chapter 2 and verse 1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds.
Right.
When the morning is light, they practice it, because it is in the power of their hand.
Right. So the white man, he goes home. They stay up all night plotting the evil.
Mm-hmm.
And then when the morning comes, they go and practice the evil that they was plotting all night. So let's take this to America's land, or the Indians' land. They plotted on how can we take this land from them? How can we steal this land and make it our own? They thought about it. They plotted it out. And then when the time came, they went and practiced it. Verse 2.
And they covered fields.
They coveted fields.
And take them by violence.
They did what?
And take them by violence.
So they coveted America. They saw the land that the Indians was on. Like, damn, this is good land. We could take this land. And then you know what they did?
They killed.
They killed them. They took the land by violence. They raped, robbed, and murdered our brothers for their land. And the worst part is, after they do it,
they celebrate.
Bingo. So watch this. Read on.
In houses and take them away. So they oppress a man in his house.
Now, they oppress a man in his own house. America is the Indians' house. They coveted their land, they took it by violence, and then they oppressed them in their land. What do? They pushed them into reservations.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they put labels on them, call them immigrants. How you steal somebody's land and tell them they can't come to their own land?
Right.
You call them aliens in their own land.
You a foreigner in your own land.
Right. I'm going to deport you back to where you come from. This is my land. Deport your own ass back to where you come from.
Right.
You damn devil. But yet, every year y'all toast y'all cups and you eat the celebration dinner with them. So they oppress a man in his own house. What else?
Even a man and his heritage.
And then they steal your damn heritage. Then they steal your heritage. All of a sudden, they Cherokee Indians.
Right.
They the real Israelites. But you eat the dinner with them every year. Watch this.
Foolish.
Habakkuk 2 and 2. Go to Habakkuk and get chapter 2, verse 12. I feel like I'm talking completely different today.
Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 12. Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 12. Woe to whom that buildeth a town with blood.
Oh, so they came in, they coveted the field,
mm-hmm.
They took it by violence. And then it said, woe to them that buildeth a city or a town with blood.
Right.
The violence, because we know they murdered our people, right?
Oh, yeah.
So it was blood everywhere.
All over.
And they built that town. They built America with blood. They took it by violence.
Mm-hmm.
They built a town with blood. Whose goddamn blood did they build it with?
Gad's.
Right. The 10 tribes, right?
Mm-hmm.
But in this particular celebration, which we're rebuking,
mm-hmm.
was the robbing and the taking of the land of America, which is most popularly known as whose land? The so-called Indian.
Yes, sir.
Gad. So it says, woe to him that build a town with blood, whose blood, watch this. Hold that real quick. We're going to come right back to it. Get Genesis 49 and 12. Because we do know it was what? Troops that came up against Gad. The American troops. Or the U.S. cavalry. Watch this. Read that. Genesis 49 and 19.
Genesis chapter 49 verse 19. Gad, a troop shall overcome him, but he shall overcome at the last.
So the scriptures say, Gad, a troop shall overcome him, but he shall overcome in the last. So when it says, woe to him that build a town on blood, now we see who blood he built it on.
Right.
Because Gad would be overcome by a troop. What troop? The U.S. cavalry. what was known as the U.S. cavalry today.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's go back to Habakkuk and read it from the top again.
Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse
12.
Verse 12. Woe to him that buildeth a town with blood, and establish a city by iniquity.
He established a city by iniquity. What iniquity? Rape, rob, murder. Genocide.
Damn near everything.
Right. This land is nothing but the land of the wicked. So now, woe to him that buildeth a city with blood. So now what you got to understand is this. That this whole place that you live in called America is built off of blood. Is established with iniquity. Watch this. Read Genesis 49 and 19 again.
Genesis chapter 49 and verse 19. Gad, a troop shall overcome him, but he shall overcome at the last.
So scriptures tell you a troop will overcome Gad, which we know today is the U.S. cavalry, but in the end he shall overcome in the last. So the scripts is clearly telling us that Gad will be overcome, but it's prophesied that Gad is going to make a resurgence, and he's going to overcome the people that overcame him in the end.
Mm-hmm.
Just like the Bible tells us, right now we under the foot of the so-called white man and the slavery. And you know what? And time to come, the order's gonna be reset, and we're gonna rule them. We're gonna take over.
Right.
So now here's the point. You better pick a side. You can't celebrate Gad's death, eat of the sacrifices of it,
mm-hmm.
and then when he makes his resurgence, you gonna get to be on his side too and eat with him in the celebration.
Right.
No, it don't work like that. You got to pick a side. Same thing with the Most High. The Most High's going to kill you.
Basically,
he's gonna kill you for that. Because, like I said, you can't play both sides. You better pick a side. And like I told you, our people are some of the most lost people there it is, because almost every black person got some type of Indian in them when you ask them. But yet Thanksgiving come, you celebrating the death of the Indians.
Right.
Thanksgiving come, you say, fuck that shit, nigga, I'm getting a plate.
That's all they talking about. That's all I hear about people at my job talking about. You got one lady that claimed that she Cherokee at the job, talking about she 100% Cherokee, but talking about that song they celebrate every year. Talking about her mom Cherokee, auntie Cherokee, grandmama Cherokee, all of them Cherokee, but all of them keep this shit.
Make no sense. That it shit don't make no sense. What real Indian gonna be celebrating damn Thanksgiving?
Right.
That don't make no sense. You bugged out your goddamn mind, man. I tell you, beware lest any man spoil you. That's the whole slogan of it. Beware lest any man spoil you. Choose you this day. What you gonna do? But one thing for sure, you cannot celebrate with the enemies and then celebrate with the victims. And when the time comes, when it's time for the script to flip, don't think that you've been celebrating on this side and all of a sudden because we the winning team now you could join us in the celebration.
Right,
no.
Stay your ass where you at.
No, you're gonna die. You're gonna die right here with the people that you were celebrating with.
Mm-hmm.
The Most High don't want you playing both sides. Neither do I don't know. Shit, I don't like people who try to play both sides.
I don't like them either. What we call them, two-face.
Right. Gad don't like people who play both sides, and neither does the Most High. Case in point, get 1 Corinthians chapter 10, right? And start at like 20. I'm gonna show you. Just these two verses here kind of give you a show you that you can't play both sides with the Most High.
1 Corinthians chapter 10 and verse 20. But I say that the things which the Gentiles sacrifice, they sacrifice the devil.
Right. They sacrifice stuff unto devils. Now, we ain't gonna go into what this is, you know what I'm saying? Because Israel like debates for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
Let us just use the scriptures to show the point of today. All right. You cannot the things that the Gentiles sacrifice are sacrifice unto devils, like Thanksgiving dinner.
Mm-hmm.
That's sacrifice to the devil. What spirit is on Thanksgiving? Murder, rape, lies, deceit, all whatever any wicked thing you can pretty much think about that you could do to somebody. That's the spirit that's on Thanksgiving. So that when you make that meal for Thanksgiving, you sacrifice it to those devils.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And you're doing it for his cause, because his sole purpose of celebrating Thanksgiving, they call it Thanksgiving. And what you saying thank you for? Didn't nobody give you the land? You stole it from them. What are you thankful for? Then on top of that, that's I think I don't know if they catch me. What the hell are you thanking them for? They didn't give you anything. And then when they say you tell them they can't come to their land, they say, well, won't you leave? This ain't your land. You took this from us. Then you call them Indian givers. How you gonna call somebody Indian giver? They didn't give you shit.
Right. You took it.
I read it again, man. Maybe I'm stupid.
No, not at all. 1 Corinthians chapter 10 and verse 20. But I say that the things which the Gentiles sacrifice, they sacrifice to devils and not to God. And I would not that ye should have fellowship with devils.
You shouldn't have fellowship with devils. Today, the whole damn world that's celebrating Thanksgiving, you know what? Y'all may not be in the same building together, but y'all eating at the same sacrifices. Y'all are fellowshipping with devils.
Right.
The Bible says to have no fellowship with damn devils. Come on.
Ye cannot drink the cup of the Lord and the cup of devil.
Right. That's the most I'm showing you right there. You can't play both sides. You can't drink of the cup of the Lord and the cup of the devil. You going to the church, oh, holy Lord, Jesus in his name and all that stuff, and then go home and God, thank you for this pork I'm about to eat. Some of y'all praying for food that y'all praying over garbage. The Most High said not even be eaten.
Right.
I'm telling you, man, we can't get you to celebrate nothing that's in Leviticus chapter 23, but you can celebrate Thanksgiving, Christmas. It's like the sister, right? New Year's, like the sister got a problem with our brethren teaching scriptures. Meanwhile, oh, you talking about the rapture? You got a problem with the rapture breakdown or whatever. But meanwhile, you allow all types of other sin to go down in your house.
Right.
It makes like the sense of our people. It makes no sense.
It's crazy, bro. Like you got somebody that trying to tell you something good, but you rather listen to that. Look, what that feel good shit.
Right.
Whatever.
That's the Isaiah 30 and 10.
Yeah.
Get that real quick, just to pull that point that you were saying.
Isaiah chapter 30 and verse 10. Which say to the seers,
which say to the prophets, that's what a seer is.
See not, and to the prophets, prophesy not unto us right things.
Right. Don't tell me the good things. Don't tell me the right things.
Speak unto us smooth things. Prophesy deceits.
Right. Give me what I like. Feel good speech.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Cater to my ego with your words, but don't give me the truth. Don't tell me right. You got people trying to teach you the right thing, and you don't want to hear that. You would rather us lie to you and tell you what you want to hear.
Right.
That's how people all day long.
Shit. What they say, the truth hurts.
Right. So when you, where we was at again?
Shit. 21.
Go ahead, read that again.
1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 21. Ye cannot drink the cup of the Lord and the cup of the devil.
So that's the Most High again, once again, showing you can't play both sides. You can't drink of the Lord's cup and drink of the devil's cup.
You cannot be partakers of the Lord's table and of the table of the devil.
Right. Now you cannot. Now I think that's a heavy statement. You want to pray over the food when the Most High said not to eat it at all.
Right.
How you you done brought the devil's works to the Lord's table. Think about the validity of that. This like you brought the devil's works to the Lord's table. Y'all in there thinking, God, we want to thank you for Thanksgiving, and the Most High said, don't celebrate it.
Right. But you're doing it in a way, then asking him to bless.
Right.
Bless the food. Bless that day, period. You feel me?
Right. And it's wicked as hell. You want to know what's so wicked about it?
What up?
We know the truth about Thanksgiving.
Right.
And y'all ain't stupid. Y'all know what it is. Y'all know they celebrating killing Indians and all this other stuff, and you still celebrate it. And then when you tell them about it, they try to clean it up. They try to, well, it's a time for family. We just eating. So you're going to take this day that was meant to celebrate killing people and find a way to make it clean.
Like, dang, I want to realize what the turkey symbolize. That's the thing I want to figure out. What do they have? What the Indians be wearing on feathers and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So what the turkey supposed to symbolize?
I'm gonna go ahead and explain it to him now, since you brought it up. I'm gonna go ahead and explain it to him. All right. Notice at Thanksgiving, it's supposed to be certain things that's mandatory to the table.
Mm-hmm.
You got the turkey, stuffing, and the cranberry. All right. The turkey represents the body of the Indians. That's why they give you the flesh. The turkey is flesh. Flesh is also known as us.
Mm-hmm.
So they give you the turkey. The turkey represents the body of the Indians. The stuffing represents all the, because for you to name everything they did to the Indians, you would need a day and forever.
Mm-hmm.
So they got stuffing because stuffing has a whole bunch of stuff mixed into one.
Yeah.
Almost like a damn goulash without calling it goulash. So it's the turkey represents the body of the Indians. The stuffing represents all the things and the atrocities that they did to the Indians.
Right.
And the cranberry represents the blood. That's why those three things are kind of like, for those who keep the Thanksgiving tradition to the T, that's why you need to have turkey, stuffing, and cranberry for Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So now, we read 21 already?
Yeah.
All right. So now watch this. Get me Sirach 34 and verse 4. And the reason I want this scripture, I want to see if you can catch it for me when you read it.
Sirach chapter 34 and verse 4. Of an unclean thing, what can be cleansed?
Mm-hmm.
Cleansed. And from that thing which is false, what truth can come?
I want to see if you know why I pulled that script from just the top part.
Because Thanksgiving is unclean, period.
Bingo.
And then, like I said, they trying to bless the day and all.
Mm-hmm. They trying to clean it up.
They trying to clean up. Say, oh, this ain't what it means.
Mm-hmm.
It mean this.
Yeah. Like when you talk to the so-called Christians, you tell them you don't supposed to celebrate Thanksgiving. They'll say, well, Thanksgiving, we don't do it for that. We do it for family.
Yeah, we do it to give thanks to God for all these things. I'm like that. I was like, oh, so you chose that one day to give thanks to him, but you celebrating doing the exact same way that everybody else celebrated for other things.
Right. From an unclean thing, what can be clean?
Right.
If the day is representing murder, death, lies, theft, everything, rape, everything you can think of under the sun that's evil. This day represented, and all of a sudden you gonna make it clean.
Right.
You gonna think we use it to thank God. You mean when you was going in there giving your false praise, you weren't thanking him then?
Right.
Oh, so this day it got to be the day to thank God. Oh, this day is the day for family.
Oh, you only have one day for family and one day for God. That's so real.
When you start thinking about it, now it's like, damn. So read that again. Read it again.
Sirach chapter 34 and verse 4. Of an unclean thing, what can be cleansed?
Right. Of an unclean thing, what can be cleansed? If it's unclean, it's unclean. You can't try to clean it up and make it something that is not. Today is an unholy day.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It represents rape, rob, murder, theft, and everything else of God's chosen people.
Right.
It's not a day for family. You miss me with the BS. Let's keep it real. You do it because you want to keep the traditions of men. Come on.
And from that thing which is false, what truth can come?
And from that which is false, what truth can come? No matter what type of, if you And I'm gonna show you the prime example of Thanksgiving, because there's 1,000,001 lies about Thanksgiving,
Right.
or what it stands for. But in the end of it, it's all a lie until you really talk about what really happened.
Mm-hmm.
So of a thing that's false, what can come true? Nothing, because it's gonna be lies on top of lies on top of lies to make it clean.
Right. You keep on lying, eventually the truth will come.
Right. You start asking, I thought y'all had a peace treaty. We did, but then why the hell they not here?
Right.
Why are you calling them immigrants? Why you keep trying to deport them?
Right.
Okay. I don't understand. I don't know of no damn peace treaty me and the enemy can sign on my land, and then you run the land.
Right.
That don't even make sense. We had a peace treaty, but you run the land.
Right. My land.
Ain't nobody signed no peace treaty for you to take over their land and push them to the reservations. That don't even make sense, man.
They signed a peace treaty, all right, with them fake ass Indians. They make it seem like that.
So, no matter what, you can't turn this unclean thing and make it clean. It's gonna be based off of lies.
Right.
So now watch this. Mark chapter 7 and verse 7. And like I said, I ain't gonna hold y'all long. I just want y'all to see something.
Mark chapter 7 and verse 7. Howbeit in vain do they worship me, teaching for doctrines the commandments of man. For laying aside the commandment of God, ye hold the tradition of man, as the washing of pots and cups, and many other such like things ye do.
Read that again.
For laying aside the commandments of God.
You laid aside the commandments of God, because God said not to celebrate Thanksgiving. Come on.
Ye hold the traditions of man.
But you hold the tradition of man. Abraham Lincoln, Franklin Roosevelt, and the devils that came over here and stole this land from the beginning.
Right. As the washing of pots.
Because you know y'all got y'all favorite pots. This pot here is what I make my turkeys in every year.
Right.
This pot here is for my, this pan is my this is my macaroni pan. Everything tastes, but you know, the longer you use the pan, the better the food tastes out of this one. Y'all all got y'all special pots and pans.
This is what I cook my ham in. As the washing of pots and cups, and many other such like things ye do.
Read on.
And he said unto them, full well ye reject the commandments of God, that ye may keep your own tradition.
Most brother, he just had to say, you goddamn fool. Are you going to push aside the commandments of God to keep your own tradition? A lot of you do. Every year. We can show you out the Bible 1,000,000 times you're not supposed to celebrate this, and you'll say the hell with that when Thanksgiving comes.
Right.
You're going to celebrate it. Okay. All right. So now, let's see how God feels about your Thanksgiving. Let's go to Amos chapter 5. It's just food. God ain't gonna kill us for food. Okay. Amos chapter 5, and I believe it's verse. Flip the page. I think it's around 18 or 21. 21.
Amos chapter 5 and verse 21. I despise your feast days, and I would not smell in your solemn assemblies.
Read that again.
God damn. I hate.
God said, I hate. I thought God don't hate.
Oh, he said it. Oh, they must ain't here. Let me do it again. I hate. I hate. I hate. I despise your feast days.
The Most High said, I hate and I despise your feast days. Meaning God hates Thanksgiving. He hates your feast days. When y'all cook for Thanksgiving, when you cook for Christmas, 4th of July, all that bull crap y'all be doing, Independence Day, all that junk, you know, every feast day America has, God said, guess what? I hate those days.
Right.
I hate your feast days. Come on.
And I would not smell in your solemn assemblies.
Most I don't even want to smell the sacrifices of your offerings.
Keep reading.
Yeah.
Though ye offer me burnt offerings and your meat offering.
Yeah, because once again, once you pray over that food, you're offering it to the Most High now.
Mm-hmm.
The Most High said, I will not accept it.
I will not accept them. Neither will I regard the peace offerings of your fat beasts.
Right. Fat beast is like choice meats. Meaning you could have the best of meats, and the Most High rejected it. He don't want it because he hates your feast days. So now, let me show you what you're doing. Let's go to Isaiah 65:11. One of the most blatant cuts to Thanksgiving is this one right here.
65. Isaiah chapter 65 and verse 11. But ye are they that forsake the Lord.
Ye are they that forsake the Lord. So the Most High saying, you are the ones that forsake the Lord. Watch this.
That forget my holy mountain. That prepare a table for that truth.
You prepare a table for that truth. What truth? Genesis 49 and 19 again.
Genesis chapter 49 and verse 19. Gad, a troop shall overcome.
That truth. Go back. Read it again.
Isaiah chapter 65 and verse 11. But ye are they that forsake the Lord.
Ye are they that forsake the Lord.
That forget my holy mountain.
Israel.
That prepare a table for that troop.
The troop that overcame Gad. You're preparing a table for him. How do you prepare it? Thanksgiving.
Right.
You dress the table with your fancy cups, plates, knives, forks, and spoon, and then you fill it with the unclean sacrifices. Come on.
And that furnish the drink offering unto that number.
Watch this.
Therefore will I number you to the sword.
Therefore the Most High is going to kill you. So for y'all who say God ain't gonna kill me for eating, yes he is. Yes he is.
And ye shall all bow down to the slaughter.
And you shall all bow down to slaughter. Meaning the Most High is going to kill you.
Murder. Because when I called, ye did not answer.
Right.
When I spake, ye did not hear.
And when we were speaking to you, telling you not to celebrate Thanksgiving, you didn't want to hear it.
But did evil before my eyes.
And you still ate of it.
And did choose that wherein I delighted not.
So the Most High is telling you that's a lot to swallow. That's a lot to swallow. Is swallowing a piece of turkey, macaroni, collard greens, whatever else you're going to have on your table really worth the swallowing of death? Beware lest any man spoil you. So now, seeing how we see these things and we read them, and now we can understand what the Most High is saying, it would be best for you to come up out of those wicked things.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't got to hold you too much long after this. Let's go to Revelations 18 and 4.
Revelation chapter 18 and verse 4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues.
Right. Come up out of her, my people, and be not partakers of her sin. Meaning don't be partaking in the sin, because you can't play both sides once again. And receive none of her plagues of destruction, because this city is going to be tore down. It's going to be, the Most High is going to release fierce vengeance against this place. And you know what? If you were joined into it, which a lot of you are, how do you know that? Because you celebrate in this so-called victories.
Right.
You celebrate Independence Day, the victory of the separation from them in Great Britain. You're just celebrating Thanksgiving, the slaughtering of God's chosen people.
What? 4th of July.
Right. So Most High is telling you, you better come up out of this place, man, because this place is going to get destruction. And if you so happen to be joined hand in hand with it, you're going to die with it. Come up out of her, my people. Come up out of what? We'll see. Watch this. Go to, when I was just talking about the destruction that's coming to America, go to Nahum. Nahum chapter 3, and I believe it's, you can start at verse 1.
Verse 1. Nahum chapter 3 and verse 1. Woe to the bloody city.
Woe to the bloody city, which is America.
It is all full of lies.
It's full of nothing but lies. This scripture this is a straight cut.
Oh yeah.
Let's say woe to the bloody city, meaning destruction to this bloody city that is full of lies. America is full of nothing but lies and hypocrisy
and robbery.
And it's full of nothing but lies. They lied about how you got the land. You lied about discovering the land. You lied to the people who was here first to defeat them and take the land. And then, what was that? It said,
and robbery.
And robbery. And you robbed them blind. Come on.
They pray, the prey departeth not. The noise of a whip, and the noise of the rattling of the wheels, and of the prancing of horses, and of the jumping chariots. The horseman lifteth up both the bright sword and the glittering spear. And there is a multitude of slain, and a great number of carcasses. And there is none end of their corpse. They stumble upon their corpse. Because of the multitude of the whoredoms of the well-favored harlot, the mistress of witchcraft, that selleth nations through her whoredom.
That's it. What you reading is a breakdown of America. But what you better remember is before we start reading, the first thing you read is woe to that bloody city. Come up out of her before you be destroyed with her. America is full of nothing but lies, rape, robbery, murder, hypocrisy, and everything else you could evil work that you could think of under the sun. It's all here. And you happily toast into it when you take that plate, you throw that turkey in the oven and you celebrate it and you say Thanksgiving and thank you, God, for allowing us to celebrate a day that you said not to celebrate.
Right.
All right, watch this. Revelations 22 and 14. This scripture's for all y'all who don't want to hear us when we telling you the truth.
Revelation chapter 22 and verse 14. Blessed are they that do his commandments.
Blessed are you that do his commandments. Come on.
That they may have right to the tree of life.
Right. That's going to be y'all who came up out of America, who stopped celebrating wicked days like this and all that type of foolishness. And you did the commandments of the Most High.
And may enter in through the gates into the city.
Right. For those who did these things, who left these wicked days alone, who came up out of America, started keeping God's commandment, you're going to be able to enter into the kingdom. That's what that city is. It's talking about the city of heaven, the kingdom. Come on.
For without are dogs,
but them who don't, for without, the Most High saying them people, everyone who is without, who didn't keep the commandments, he's saying y'all are all dogs.
And sorcerers.
Come on.
And whoremongers.
Come on.
And murderers.
Watch this.
And idolaters.
Yep.
And whosoever loveth and maketh a lie.
Who also what?
Loveth and maketh a lie.
Right, because y'all love lies. You love the lies of America. It said you love it and what?
Maketh a lie.
And maketh a lie. Because you teach that same lie to your kids every year.
Right. Shit. And the sad thing, you don't overlook to see if it's true. You don't overlook to see what the hell you celebrating.
Right. Because you love lies. And a lot of y'all ain't. You can say it ain't for this, it's for that. You love lies. That's why you celebrating it.
Right.
You love lies. The Most High said you're a dog and you're not going to enter into the kingdom. So, be mad at us if you want to. Choose ye this day because we just put life and death in front of you.
Right.
I'll get one more scripture if I can find it. Be overcome by a troop. What troop? The U.S. Cavalry. What was known as the U.S. Cavalry today.
That was weird.
Yeah, I don't get that. Galatians 4 and 16. Last script and we out.
Galatians chapter 4 and verse 16. Am I therefore become your enemy because I tell you the truth?
Am I your enemy because I tell you the truth? To a lot of y'all, we will be. But who cares? So, With that being said, I'm gonna be up out of here. Let y'all know. Keep God's commandments. Leave Thanksgiving alone. It's not okay for you to eat other food that's cooked on it, because you still celebrating it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You can't play both sides. You can't eat at the devil's table and eat at the Most High's. So, with that, I say shalom.
Matthew chapter 26 and verse 6. Now when Jesus was in Bethany in the house of Simon the leper, they came unto him a woman having an alabaster box of very precious ointment, and poured it on his head as he sat at meat. But when his disciples saw it, they had indignation, saying, to what purpose is this waste? For this ointment might have been sold for much and given to the poor. When Jesus understood it, he said unto them, why trouble ye the woman? For she have wrought a good work upon me. For ye have the poor always with you, but me ye have not always. For in that she have poured this ointment on my body, she did it for my burial. Verily I say unto you, wheresoever this gospel shall be preached in the whole world, there shall also this, that this woman have done, be told for a memorial of her.
Shalom.
Shalom.